Alright, so before we get into the video, we're going to be talking about all of the post-fight reviews for the last weekend's fights. Uh, so if you guys don't want to watch this part, just skip through this. And then, yeah, because I'm going to be fitting all of the post-fights in this one video. So, yeah. So starting off, Gervonta Davis stops Mario Barrios in the 11th round and improves to 25 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 24 wins coming by way of knockout. So, my thoughts on it, man, dude, this was a good fight. This was a very good pay-per-view all through. Very, very, very good fight, Just, man, Gervonta, that dude got power, man. Like, I always thought that Shakur Stevenson was the next Mayweather. No. I think Gervonta Davis is the next Mayweather, but with more power than Mayweather. But, man, dude, Gervonta, man. It wasn't like he completely blew him out the water. But Steve Farhood, that dude is a freaking toolbox because how the hell did you score the last like 5 rounds to Mario Barrios? I honestly don't understand. Mario Barrios wasn't really letting his hands go in like the earlier rounds. It was more of Gervonta Davis landing the more cleaner and the more harder shots in those kind of rounds. And even if Barrios won those rounds, it was back and forth, back and forth. But I think Davis definitely won most of the earlier rounds. I like Steve Farhood. I'm not the biggest fan of Steve Farhood. I think he's the worst scorer ever. But yeah. But man, dude, that's tough for Mario Barrios, and I think there's gonna be a lot of criticism on Mario Barrios' side because he got knocked out by a guy that's 2 weight classes lower than him. So yeah, but did you see how Gervonta just lifted freaking Barrios up and then dropped him, bro? Like he lifted him up with that punch, bro. Just man, dude, Davis is built different, and man, oh man, oh man, I was wrong with my prediction because I predicted Barrios to win by either a TKO or a unanimous decision. Man, dude, I got my prediction wrong. I thought Barrios was gonna come in but Barrios did come in. He had decent boxing skills in that fight, but just he couldn't handle the power shots of Davis, and then he just didn't want anymore. So it's tough to beat Barrios, but congratulations to Gervonta Davis, man. Erickson Lubin knocks out Jason Rosario in the 6th round and improves to 24 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 17 wins coming by way of knockout. So, my thoughts on it, I mean, I told you so. The fight kind of went like how I expected it to go. I expected Erickson Lubin, being the better boxer, kind of like just landing the harder shots against Rosario. That Rosario also landing hard shots, but the fight, going into Erickson Lubin's favor. But man, dude, Erickson Lubin, I think he got a lot more to prove. I think a good fight for him should be Carlos Adames. I think that's a very good fight for him before he goes and fight the top fighter because he got hurt by Rosario with the shot, and I expected him to get hurt by Rosario, but he got the win. But he definitely needs to work on he definitely needs to work on a lot of stuff, like fighting again like Carlos Adames. That would be a very good fight. Uh, Erickson Lubin versus Carlos Adames, very good fight. Um, but I I wasn't that impressed with Erickson Lubin's performance. Yes, he got the job done. Yes, he knocked out Jason Rosario. But he still got hurt in that fight. And if you're just gonna call out, you know, Jermell Charlo and all those big names, like that's very dangerous because I don't see him beating Jermell Charlo. Even if he really tried, I don't see it happening. Just Jermell Charlo is on a different kind of, fighter compared to Erickson Lubin. But just not impressive Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin, I felt like he should just came in and um pretty much just wipe Rosario out, because especially like if you're gonna fight the big names like again like Charlo, maybe freaking Patrick Teixeira, Brian Castano, like those kind of guys, you can't be fighting like how you did against Rosario, because you can't, because if you're just gonna get rocked, because he got rocked by Jason Rosario, and I thought it was gonna be over once he got rocked by Jason Rosario. So Erickson Lubin got a lot to prove, but congratulations to Erickson Lubin on the knockout victory. Carlos Adames viciously knocks out Alexis Salazar in the third round and improves to 20 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 16 wins coming by way of knockout. My thoughts on it, Carlos Adames, man. Like I wasn't expecting Carlos Adames to knock him out like that. I thought it was like gonna be like a late round stoppage, or like a unanimous decision. But I did not know he was gonna flatten Alexis Salazar like that. I was expecting Alexis Salazar to do more. Even though like I knew who was gonna win, I was expecting Alexis to do more. Like kind of like being a really good boxer and throwing a lot of punches against Carlos Adames. And it's crazy because Carlos Adames knocked that guy out. He knocked him the hell out with the freaking short hook. And I don't even know if that was his power hand either. And he just knocked him out cold. Not cold, but he like Alexis was very hurt from that. He was very, very wobbled, and then the refs just waved it on. But man, dude, Carlos Adames is just getting better and better and better ever since he lost to Patrick Teixeira, even though I thought that Carlos Adames did enough to beat Patrick Teixeira. But man, dude, what a fight. What a win by Carlos Adames. And yeah, man. Batir Akhmedov stops Argenis Mendez in the 8th round due to an injury in his arm, and Batir Akhmedov improves to 9 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. My thoughts on it, I mean, Batir, he did good, pretty much won every single round. Argenis had his moments, but I just think Batir Akhmedov was just too much for Argenis, too much pressure, too much power. Probably because of his arm, but I think it was also because just he did not want to be in there. Like I feel like he just couldn't really figure Batir Akhmedov out. My thoughts on Batir Akhmedov's performance, though, he did okay. He did put on pressure against Argenis Mendez, but he really started putting on like a lot of pressure against Argenis in like the later rounds. I was expecting him to put on pressure at the beginning of the fight. I felt like, like he wasn't being as active as I thought he was going to be. Again, yes, he got the job done. He got the TKO against Argenis Mendez. But I just think that Batir needs a lot more work. I think Batir needs a lot more work against like top fighters, but again, he's only 9-1, but again, he does need to work on, a lot more stuff, because he does leave a lot of openings, and he has got dropped a lot in his career, so he definitely needs to work on more of his defense, because Argenis was getting him, so he just needs to work on it, but other than that, congratulations to Batir Akhmedov. Vasily Lomachenko stopped Masayoshi Nakatani in the 9th round and improves to 15 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. So my thoughts on it, man. What a performance by Vasily Lomachenko. He did exactly what I said. Like, be like aggressive, start to finish. Don't start late. Be be active from start to finish. And he did exactly that. So what a win by Vasily Lomachenko. He did a lot better against Masayoshi Nakatani than Tio, because Masayoshi gave a lot of problems to Tio. Obviously, Tio won, but Masayoshi gave Tio a lot of problems in that fight, and Masayoshi didn't really give any problems to Lomachenko. And doesn't Lomachenko look a lot bigger than he was before when he fought Tiafimo? He put on a lot of weight, and the way I was fighting, he kind of looked like Canelo a little bit, like the way his body formed, it looked like Canelo. But man, dude, what a win by Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko is back, man, and I really hope that the Lomachenko versus Lopez rematch will happen. I think it will. I can't wait to do that prediction for that fight. And yeah, man, congratulations to my man Vasily Lomachenko. Zanibek Alim Kanuli destroys and stops Rob Brant in the 8th round and improves to 10 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. My thoughts on it, I really wasn't paying attention to the fight, but when I was glancing at it, it looked like Rob Brant was getting destroyed. I'm very disappointed in Rob Brant. I don't want to see Rob Brant anymore. He's never going to be in the top, fights. He got destroyed by Zandy Beck. Again, Zandy Beck is an incredible fighter, but Rob Brant, he used to be the man, but ever since he got knocked out by freaking Ryota Murata, he hasn't been the same, and it proved in this fight, and I'm very disappointed in Rob Brant. You know, Zanny Beck, Zanny Beck did look bigger than Rob Brant, but there's no excuse. Zanny Beck got his job done, man, but I'm very disappointed in Rob Brant, and he quit in his corner too, man. I'm very disappointed. We had very high hopes for Rob Brant, but then, he got destroyed by Zanny Beck, Alim Kanuli, and, that's just a very, very bad loss for Rob Brant. But anyways, congratulations to Zanibek Alim Kanuli. Sorel Gain defeats Alexander Volkov by a unanimous decision, and he improves to 9 wins, 0 losses. My thoughts on it, this fight kind of went by, I expected it to go this way, Volkov having his moments, but Sorel Gain, controlling the fight, just being the better striker, just being a very dominant, fighter in the octagon, and won by a unanimous decision. Very, very good win by Sorel Gain. Not a good look for Alexander Volkov. Volkov had a very, very good run, I think Volkov can come back, but Volkov got to get faster with his punches, man. That's why he lost, and that's why he got outstruck in this fight, because, you know, um, I feel like I feel like Sorel Gain out-cardioed, Alexander Volkov. He was just more athletic than Volkov, and just a lot more faster than Volkov. If Volkov would have been faster, and with his hands and then, and with his feet, he would have had a very good chance and probably would have beat Sorel Game, probably would have knocked him out. But, Sorel Game was just too athletic for him, too fast, just Sorel Game is, like, the dude's special, very good fighter, man, so congratulations to Sorel Game. Julio Cesar Martinez stops Joel Cordova in the 6th round and improves to 18 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 14 wins coming by way of knockout. My thoughts on it, I wasn't really paying attention to the fight. There were just so many fights going on. We had the Loma fight, we had the UFC fight, and then we had the obviously, the Gervonta Davis versus Barrios fight. But when I was glancing at it, it looked like Julio Cesar Martinez was, just destroying him. Joel Cordova, it looked like he had some moments, a bit of moments in the fight. Um, but my thoughts. Julio did good. He did good. I expected him to stop him like within 3 rounds. But I still got respect for him. Still a very good fighter. But he's still learning. He's only 26 years old. He's still learning. But I just think that Julio Cesar Martinez needs to like have a couple more fights, like maybe like um what's his name? Oh damn it, what's his name? Oh he's Sonny Edwards. Him versus Sonny Edwards, that would be a very good fight. Like, it would be just a very, very tough fight, man, but I think that's what kind of fight Julio Cesar Martinez needs. Because Cordova, like, I was shocked that he even lasted 6 rounds against Martinez. I felt like Martinez maybe was going easy on him, not sure, but it was definitely a good win for Julio Cesar Martinez. So, congratulations to Julio Cesar Martinez. David Morrell Jr. viciously knocks out Mario Caceres in the first round. And David Morrell improves to 5 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. My thoughts on it: what a performance by David Morrell. Again, Caceres, he had some moments in the fight, more of him just clinching and then hitting him in the inside. But David Morrell, was mostly controlling the fight. Um, but once he stopped clinching, he got knocked the heck out, or knocked the hell out by David Morrell. But man, dude, David Morrell is just getting better and better and better. This guy's already a champion at 5-0. Just man, this guy is very special. I can't wait for what's next for him. But just man, dude. Also, prayers go up to Mario Caceres. He is still in the hospital. It was a very bad knockout. So if you guys have Instagram, go to Mario Caceres' Instagram page. Send prayers to Mario Caceres, because I hope he's all right. I'm like, definitely my prayers go out to him, because like, boxing is a very dangerous sport. You can't play boxing. Um, I felt like Caceres wasn't really prepared to go into the fight with David Morrell. I felt like he was a bit scared of David Morrell, because people were just, he was just a very big underdog in the fight. I felt like the power of David Morrell really terrified cause like Mario Caceres. Maybe you watch highlights of him and terrified him. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna just assume. But again, prayers go up to Caceres. What a win by Morrell. Again, I can't wait to see what's next for Morrell. And man, congratulations to David Morrell. Hey, what's up, y'all? Preston from Fight Media 360 here. So this is a quick preview and prediction for Chris Primetime Colbert versus Tugstsogt Nyambayar. So before we get into all of this, I just want to say the original opponent, if you guys don't know, was supposed to be Yuriorkis Gamboa, but then Yuriorkis pulled out because of an injury or something. But then this is the replacement for Gamboa is Nyambayar. And I think this is a very good replacement. I think this is going to be a much better fight than the Gamboa fight. If he ended up fighting Gamboa, I would have picked Colbert by probably late by like a TKO in the later rounds. But this right here, this is a very good fight. Colbert has decent power, but Nyambayar carries a lot of power. This is gonna be an interesting fight. This is the only fight going on this week. So if you guys want to watch this, this will be live on Showtime, just like what it says on here, on Saturday, July 3rd, so a day before the 4th of July. So yeah, I think you get some fireworks. Anyways, so now let's talk about their stats, and then the odds, and then what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with Chris Primetime Colbert. So Chris Colbert comes into the fight with a record of 15 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at a height of 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. Alright. Tugstsogt Nyambayar comes into the fight with a record of 12 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at a height of 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. Both Chris Colbert and Nyambayar, both their odds are the same. They're both plus 100. So both of them aren't the favorite. They're both tied. According to the odds. So yeah. So now we got that out of the way. So now let's talk about what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with Chris Primetime Colbert. So what I would like to see from Chris Colbert, yes, he had an impressive win against Armuleta, I think that's his name, but Armuleta, we never heard of Armuleta, and second of all, he Colbert was getting hit quite a lot in that fight. So he can do the same, but definitely get out, step out of danger when you're doing that. Throw the combos and then step back, because Nyambayar has power and he can definitely hurt Colbert. So Colbert definitely needs to stay away from Nyambayar's power, because if Colbert gets hit by Nyambayar's power, there can be a lot of issues for him. So Colbert just needs to, worry about the power of Nyambayar and don't get hit by Nyambayar that much, because Nyambayar, he's easy to get schooled, but he still carries a lot of power. So, and also Colbert needs to use his height and reach over Nyambayar. I would love to see more boxing of Colbert, because Colbert has really quick feet. So, he can probably just get out of danger, those combos, get out of danger really fast, but also outbox Nyambayar, because he definitely has the footwork to do that, because he has very, very, very fast footwork. And I think the footwork from Colbert would really play a big factor against Nyambayar, because again, Nyambayar is easy to get schooled, because obviously his only loss came from a very one-sided fight against Gary Russell Jr. So he needs to take that as advantage and try to outbox Nyambayar, because he definitely has the skill, to beat Nyambayar, but it's still going to be a very good fight. But he definitely needs to watch out for Nyambayar's power. And when Nyambayar wants to throw, just try to back up, and then try to get your punches in, but not try to get hit. Because Nyambayar, again, he does carry a lot of power. So try not to get hit by Nyambayar. So that's what Chris Colbert needs to do to win. So now, let's talk about Tugstsogt Nyambayar. So what Nyambayar needs to do is, if Colbert comes into the fight, trying to brawl and, not fighting smart, take advantage of that and overpower Colbert, because definitely the one with the heavier hands, even though Colbert does carry some power, Even though he only had like 6 knockouts, he still has some pop in his punches. But Nyambayar, whenever Colbert tries to brawl in the inside, like like hit him with a lot of power shots, and also I would really like to see Nyambayar kind of let his hands go a little more in this fight, because in these couple of fights, Nyambayar hasn't really been throwing his hands as much. Ever since ever since he lost to Gary Russell, he hasn't really been letting his hands go that much. So if he wants to beat Colbert, he needs to let his hands go. Be a very good fighter in the inside. Don't try to outbox Colbert, because you're not gonna win a boxing fight against Colbert. So he definitely needs to be. I would really like him to pressure Colbert. You know, really like press through him, overpower Colbert, and try to look for the stoppage. And if he does, that, that would play a very big factor against Colbert, because Nyambayar, he carries a lot of power. He is, he throws punches, but he doesn't throw as many. So again, he needs to throw more punches against Colbert if he wants to win this fight. Because if he can overpower Colbert, he can easily take Colbert out of there. Because Colbert head movement is a bit overrated. His head movement isn't that good. You know, definitely has good footwork, but he definitely does get hit. When he fought Armuleta, I think that's his name. Um, he was getting hit. He was actually getting hit a lot by Armuleta, even though he was winning the whole fight. He was still getting hit by Armuleta. And if he can hit Colbert like how he hit Armuleta, he has a very, very, very big chance of beating Colbert. And that's what Tugstsogt Nyambayar needs to do to win. So yeah, so my final prediction, again, this is a very, very, very good fight. Very tough fight to call. You guys need to watch it. This is going to be a good fight. The card is good. It has Richard Hitchens on the card. But if I would have to pick one, I think the right answer would be Chris Colbert by either a unanimous decision or a very, very, very competitive split decision. The reason why is because of Colbert's speed and his footwork. Even though, again, Colbert doesn't have good head movement, he still has very quick feet and very quick hands with decent amount of power. And I think those tools against Nyambayar would play a very big factor in the fight. And Nyambayar is extremely slow with his feet. So if he can do that against Nyambayar, he can have a very good chance of winning, and I think that's what he's gonna do, and I think that Chris Colbert is gonna win the fight. So yeah, so that's my final prediction. I got Chris Primetime Colbert by either a unanimous decision or a very competitive split decision. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston from Fight Media 360, and thank y'all for watching this video.